So what's up, everybody? Tonight we're doing Irish Red Ale, and right now we have our strike water going. We're 143 degrees. We want to mash in at 152, so we're letting that go. I've got the cover on. I've got this flipped to normal at the bottom, kind of speed up the heating process here. And what we're going to use today for the grain bill is, got it right here, 8 pounds of pale malt US 2-row, a pound of Cara Aroma, half a pound of Cara Foam, half a pound of melanoidin, and I'm going to use honey at the flame out to give it a little extra color. But the melanoidin malt, Cara Foam, the Cara Aroma are going to give it kind of that dark red hue that we're looking for. So there's only 2 hops in this. There's the crystal hops for 60 minutes, Cascade for 30 minutes. So yeah, we'll get back to this here once we're ready to dough in.
Okay guys, so clearly I forgot to turn my mic on for this part. So we have met mash temp. So now we're going to dough in the grains. And one thing I'd say about the Grainfather is that I've learned you need to set the mash temp about a degree or 2 higher than what you're looking for as a target temp. I need to go into the hysteresis anyways and fix that. So you can see right now we're putting in the grain basket, and I should put the grain blocker piece in there, but I didn't yet. Using some 5.2 pH stabilizer for this part. So we're going to put just under a tablespoon in there because we're not at quite 5 gallons of water. So that's what I'm doing right here. I'm just going to put the pH 5.2 adjuster in there any day now. Yeah, there we go. Just under. Now this will actually reduce the alkalinity some. It'll increase the acidity. It's supposed to drop your pH down to like 5, around 5, 5.2. I haven't actually tested it with a pH strip, so I'm not sure, but I use it anyways. And just kind of mix it in a little bit. I love that steel paddle. It's such a good stirring device. If you don't have that paddle, I recommend you get it. It's great for mashing especially. And I'm pointing out that we're right around the mash temp. It dropped down to about 151, and I think I'm pointing out that it does fluctuate a bit with the Grainfather. Now we are adding our grains, doughing them in here. Got to tear the bag open a little bit bigger. And look, put my blocker in there. Yay. So now I'm just gonna pour the grains to my heart's content. And this part you really don't have to worry about, you know, pouring and then stopping and mixing. You just pour all your grains in pretty much with the Grainfather and then use your paddle to mash it all in real good. It doughs in real well. So that's what we're doing here. Once again, I usually don't do a narration over my videos, but for this part I am doing a narration. The rest of the video is not like this. So there we go. We're gonna kind of dough this stuff in, make a little bit of an oatmeal concoction with the grains and water. And you can see the Grainfather has dropped to 150 degrees on the mash as far as the temperature probe is showing. So it'll go back up. Right about this point you can see the light is lit up next to the number. There's a little red light. That means the element kicked on, so I can ramp it back up to 152 degrees. And you see it dropped even more to 149. But it does come back up. You'll see it'll come back up. I think you'll see. But yeah, just doughing it in. Get a good mash going here. You want to make sure there's no clumps in the grain at all. You want as much contact with the water as you can with the grains. So that's what we're doing right now. Just mashing it in. And you can see the element light is still lit up on the controller there. A little red dot indicating that the element is heating up. I tend to take a little time doing this part because I really want to make sure that my grains are doughed in real well and there's no clumps. Yeah. Alright, looks like we're done mashing in here. Load in. And I'm indicating that we need to put the oh yeah, the mash. I'm indicating the mash dropped, but it will come back up. And we need to put the top plate on the grain basket and the recirculating arm. We need to put that on. So we're putting the top on. Sometimes that gasket wants to slip off, but usually it's only the bottom basket plate that gives you trouble when you're trying to put it in, but the top one slides right in pretty easy. And I'm taking the grain blocker out because I don't need it anymore. And we're going to put the overflow inlet on and push that down until it's flush with the top basket top piece there. And I'm just kind of adjusting to make sure it's pretty even. Glass cover on, lid, I should say. And we'll put the recirculating arm on there. Here we go. Indicating that, see, you can see the mash temp ramp back up to 152. We put our lid on. Now we're putting the recirculating arm on. Kick the pump on and let this recirculate for an hour, 1 hour mash. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Also, the little valve on the side, you can adjust the flow of the wort. If you want to try to keep it from spilling over into the center overflow, it's better because then you'll have more liquid flowing through the grain bed versus just going down the center piece. But I haven't really had too much problems with getting the mash to recirculate well and through. And here I'm showing how it's flowing. And, you can already see some nice color there. So this part, that's all there is to it. And nice color. And it gets darker too, closer to the end. So yeah, time to move on.
Alright guys, so what I got here is the this is the Sierra Nevada clone that I made with the Grainfather about 3 weeks ago, and this is damn near spot on flavor wise and everything. So the recipe is posted on that video as well for, but yeah, the California Ale yeast really cleaned up nice on this one. It's not overly hoppy, it's about right. Bitterness is definitely there. Getting a lot of good aroma from the dry hopping. A lot of good aroma from the dry hopping. But this is a good summertime brew. I was kind of hoping to brew this year. So yeah, while we're waiting for this thing to finish mashing, I got my sparge water in my kettle here, and basically just heating her up. 3.6 gallons of water to sparge with. I'm looking to finish with about a 5.5 gallon batch, so we'll see how that pans out. But anyways, I just wanted to share this with you real quick. But this is mighty fine. It's a inside joke, but another YouTuber says that, but he hasn't been on in a while, so whatever. So yeah, this is gonna be good, and I think as it sits in the keg and clears, because I put that Werflock tablet in there, So a lot of the proteins were left behind in the primary. When I racked up the secondary and dry hopped it, it was already pretty clear. It's got some chill haze to it right now, but it's coming out nice. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to really come together more as it ages in the keg. So here in the next couple weeks, it'll definitely be transforming. So anyways, I'll get back to you here when I start sparging. All right, so I went ahead and did a step mash, raised this up to 168 for 10 minutes and let it run, basically to stop the enzyme activity. When I use my mash tun, my water cooler mash tun or whatever, I didn't really do a step mash to stop enzyme activity, just because you had to calculate, and if you got it wrong then you got the temperature too high or too low. But it's supposed to help with the flavors, like stop any additional off flavors from getting in from the grains themselves. So what I'm gonna do now, I've killed the pump. I've got this actually ramped up to boiling now, and on the bottom I've got it set to normal, just so I can go ahead and get this thing heated up while I'm sparging. So I'll go ahead and take this sparge arm off. Or mash arm, whatever. I'm gonna take this off. This is incredibly hot, so very hot. Now we are going to lift the basket out. Make sure it's locked in and good. Lift it slowly. I'm going to turn it. Set it. And I'm going to let this drain out and start sparging it. So we'll get back to this in a second. So while this is draining, I'm going to go ahead and start sparging it, keeping about, half an inch. I don't want it to go over the overflow like I have in the other video. I want to try to keep it below that overflow. So here goes our sparging. There we go. And once again, I'm basically going to do this until I run out of sparge water, because I need to use every bit of it. And it's 168 degree sparge water. So we'll go another round here. Alright, well, I'm not going to show you all of this part. It's just running the water through till I run out of water. But basically, like I said, I've already got this ramped to the boiling mode, and I've got it on normal on the bottom element. And that way it heats up faster while I'm sparging these grains. So we'll get back here when we do the hop addition. Alright guys, so we're waiting for this hot break to come up and get the boil rolling here, but these are the crystal hots, and I've never used these before, but man, they smell very like earthy wood, like floral and woody, I guess is the best way to describe it. But I'm gonna use a full ounce for 60 minutes for the bittering. But man, they smell really good. They're like kind of wood smelling. So, and here we are. We're at 208 degrees. You can see a nice hot break forming on the top there. And yeah, you just give it a stir. Once it gets to boiling, I'll really be like kind of swashing it back and forth like this. That's why this paddle is awesome also, because you can kind of slosh it back and forth and it goes between the holes, and it kind of I don't know how to, it just breaks up the foam real well. And you just do this while it's heating up, and yeah, and it really breaks that foam down pretty quick. So, that's what I'm doing here, is just turning a little bit. We're at 209, we're 3 degrees away from boiling here, so I just kind of slosh it periodically here, help discourage that protein buildup. But yeah, almost there. And we'll be adding those hops here soon. Okay, I'm gonna take a gravity, pre-boil gravity. I mean, just started boiling. I'm gonna take a gravity here real quick. All right, we're at 10.5 brie, or bricks. 10.5 bricks, brie. Is it bricks or brie? Comment down below and tell me if it's bricks or brie. I've been calling it brie. Maybe it's bricks. Brie's like a cheese or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's at 10.5 on the bricks. We'll say bricks because that's what a lot of y'all guys say. So we're at 10.5 on the bricks. I'll have to convert that because I have the cheaper. I have the cheaper refractometer. So it doesn't have the ABV or hydrometer conversion on it. So, but anyways, 10.5 on this, and we're gonna go ahead and add our first batch of hops. So, got my hop bag, muslin bag, hop bag. Go ahead and dump the hops, full ounce of hops in this bag. Alright, dump them in there. And we're going to clamp it in place and start my timer for 1 hour. Got the 1 hour timer set on here. We've added our first hop addition, going for 60 minutes. And let's go ahead and convert the 10.5 bricks. Beersmith says it's 10 or 1.041 on the specific gravity. So that's probably about right actually. So of course this will all boil down and then we'll have our post-boil gravity reading as well. So see you in half an hour when we add the 30-minute hop addition. So there we are, folks. Have a nice boil going. We're winding down here. It's got a nice simmerish style boil, but it's definitely tumbling around. I'm pretty happy with the. I mean, you can see the amount of steam just coming off of this bad boy. So yeah, I'd say I'm pretty happy with the Grainfather so far. Got my fermentation fermentation bucket all sitting with sanitizer. I've sprayed it all down with sanitizer. I've cleaned all my grain basket parts while this thing was cooking, and got my chiller ready to go, and won't be using these anymore other than just to clean them. But yeah, got my yeast pack out. It's turned into a bit of a slurry now, so I'll be able to just sanitize this pack, cut it, and pitch it. And I got my cleaner ready to go, so we're good there. Empty beer glass. I'm done drinking beer for the evening. Empty beer bottle. And this iodophore has lasted me forever. I bought this stuff like a couple years ago, and man, it's very cheap. It's like 15 bucks for that big bottle. Man, it's just lasted me forever. So, anyways, just waiting for this to finish. And then once it does, we will add our honey. Just regular, pure honey. Oh, lens is getting fogged up from the steam. But yeah, cooking along. But anyways, guys, get back to you here in a minute. All right, time to kill the boil. Just gonna flip the rocker to the middle, and I'm gonna take the hop bag out. Quite a few hops there. Have to let that finish draining some. All right, put that in a bowl. Move it out of the way. Now it's time to add the honey. We take the honey and just kind of pour it and just pour it all in. I had the honey sitting in really warm water to kind of help make it easier to pour. Just stirring it real good. Got a little whirlpool going. Alright, after this I'm going to put it to chill and put it in the fermenter. Alright guys, here we are in my brew closet. bottles, and I still got some chocolate milk stout up there, and in that box as well, and a bunch of miscellaneous brewer stuff. You know, it's just where I keep all my random stuff. You know, I've got so much stuff. That's crazy. But anyways, and this is where the Grainfather sits when I'm not using it. But anyways, let's check on this fermenter, because I ditched the yeast last night. Let's see where we're at. See, we bubbling away. Happy yeasties in there. And I got these cold bottles in here. I keep 2 of them and I swap them out about once a day. And I keep them inside this cool brewing fermenter bag. And this is nice and cold to the touch. It's probably about 65 degrees or so. Staying nice and cold. But yeah, bubbling away. This will go for probably 5 days. Then I will, on day 7, I'll rack it to a secondary. That's just what I do. So, anyways, thought I'd share that with you real quick. So, see ya later.